Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kim Ray and I'm back with another Insecure review and you're watching Kim Ray Music TV. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel, like this video if you like what I'm talking about, and comment down below your thoughts on this week's episode. Whew. Alright, let's go. Alright, so this is season 4, episode number 2, and let me just continue to say that I am so happy that the show is back. Alright, so we get into Molly and Andrew. They are leaving a date and we see more of their chemistry going on. We see more of them gazing into each other's eyes. Molly looks good in this yellow and they are out waiting for the valet to bring their car back, and Andrew gets a call and he says it's work, and we see that he's like, this is like the beginning of us starting to see that he is really closed off and he doesn't share a lot of personal information, and Molly is starting to have a problem with this. But I can't figure out yet if Molly just has a problem because Molly be having problems, or if Molly is justified in her having this problem. All right, we see them knock it out and I was like, all right, we're off to the races. They're not shying away from the sex scenes. They knock it out. Issa knocks it out later on. Is that the next scene? No, but we gonna go ahead and talk about that. Issa knocking it out with TSA dude later on. We get to see this condom that we did not see last season. Remember, we was harping about there not being a condom, and you know, you have to address the realness of that. Okay, you need the condom, the safe sex, you need the birth control, you need the plan B, you need all those things when you are a responsible young adult and you're out here doing what you're doing, right? And so I was glad to see that she addressed that here. It was kind of, you know, crazy. We got to see Mirabu and, you know, the alter ego, but the way that we saw the condom come back, y'all know this is a PG-13 type of channel, so I don't really be getting all into the specifics of that, but we did see it and I do appreciate it. All right, so Issa and Condola, remember, we're having this issue of Lawrence, okay? The awkwardness, the vibes between her and Condola are super on point when they're talking about work, and they're vibing as becoming closer as friends, and Condola and Lawrence be vibing, but then when you put it all together, it'd be some awkwardness going on, right? So they're walking the streets of where the block party is gonna be. Issa's showing her this will be there, the interns will be there, we'll do that over there, and thank you so much for this. And you know, they're clicking once again. The awkwardness doesn't come back up. And so Issa's way of, you know, killing the silence or killing the awkwardness was to go ahead and bring up Lawrence and you know, just laugh about him putting mayonnaise on his french fries. Okay, remember that, because later on when Condola laughs about it at the restaurant with Lawrence, you know, Lawrence is like, wait. So my thing is this. It was awkward because y'all are both laughing. I mean, okay, let's break this down, okay? It's very mature. It's very like adult of Issa to be able to not make things awkward and laugh past stuff and really try to show like she's over Lawrence and it's fine because I appreciate the friendship between me and you, Condola, and you know, me and him are done and he's a great guy, and you know, people, we move on, right? That's cool, but I mean, how far are we gonna go? Because, you know, laughing about mayonnaise on french fries is fine, but just like Chad said later on, they're gonna have a podcast about your parts, right? Because I mean, if y'all are getting as cool as y'all are getting, and from what we see and they're getting pretty cool, other things could come up. If she wants to vent to you as a friend about him and then you're saying stuff like, yeah, because when I was with him, you know, stuff like we don't need. So y'all let me know down in the comments, do y'all like this union of Condola and Issa being able to laugh about stuff with Lawrence? Are you with Lawrence and you like, nah, this is a problem? Could they have a friendship where they just don't discuss Lawrence? I feel like they could. Just don't talk about him. Just stop bringing him up. And that's what we see happens, right? So Lawrence hits up Issa after him and, you know, Condola go out and she laughs and brings up that they were talking about him. Lawrence hits up Issa and says, you know, basically come outside, I'm here, right? And he's talking to her and basically letting her know, like, you know, whatever y'all gonna do, that's cool, but just, can we just not talk about me? And I don't know if it's just me, but I'm just like, can y'all just get back together? If y'all just get back together, then we don't even have to worry about Condola, and that whole storyline can just be down the drain. Wishful thinking, I know. I just think, number one, the fact that he hit up Issa to meet up with her and ask her not to talk about, you know, talk about Lawrence or talk about him with Condola, instead of, this is your new girl, right? You pretty much don't deal with Issa on a daily basis. Like, y'all don't see each other until y'all common, you know, y'all group has something going on. So it's not like she's a part of your circle, right? So the fact that, you know, you felt like you had to go out of your way to ask her, instead of opening up to your new bae and saying, listen, for us to be prosperous as a couple, I need you not to discuss me no more with her. Okay, I understand it's innocent, I understand it's not a big thing, but for me, I don't like it. So the fact that he didn't do that, I'm kind of feeling like, are you and Issa gonna get back together? Do you still have the hots for her? What is that about, right? It was great to see Chad and Derek. It was great to see Kelly and Tiffany. Let me get into these side things, okay? So by the end of the episode, Issa drops TSA due because he does have 2 kids already, and anybody knows, everybody knows, something like that is scary enough. That whole mishap with the condom, that's enough to just make you calm it on down, right? So she cuts that off. And let's see. So Derek and Chad, like I said, we missed them. They're giving Lawrence advice. And you know, Derek is the more sound advice, Chad is the more outrageous advice. But basically we see what a guy does, like when he's not keeping it G with you, you know, he goes and bounces it off a couple of people and then he acts, right? And so that's what Lawrence does. And you know, Derek lets us know that he moves every time he gets a new girl, and you know, I couldn't be mad. But you guys let me know down in the comments what you think Lawrence should do with the whole Condola situation, okay? So we talked about Lawrence, Condola, and Issa. That's a whole thing. We need to know how we moving. What would y'all do? Okay, now let's talk about Molly, Issa, and Condola. Okay, Condola is coming and she is blowing up the spot. She's a great girl, very stylish, very lovable. But the one person who is not featuring her is Molly. Okay, ain't nothing worse than when somebody tries to come in and take your best friend. Okay, and I don't think Condola's trying to do that. I think she's just authentically being herself. And she's a personality type that Issa needs in this time. Sometimes, and go with me, sometimes when you're trying to do something very new, very fresh, but it's something that you're passionate about, people who have known you for a long time don't get it right away, right? They don't really vibe with it. Sometimes they don't even give you the space to even create, because they kind of hinder you because of your reputation, right? And that's so Raven, catch it. So when you meet somebody new, or within a new space, or within a new career field, or a new whatever it is, what is in my eye? Okay. When you meet somebody within a new profession or circle, or you know, somebody who doesn't know your track record, they kind of bring a different vibe, right? They believe in you, they're helping you to figure things out and find new things about yourself. And it's not to say that the resident or veteran people in your life didn't see it or couldn't have done that for you. It's just that they're not used to seeing it in you, right? So I feel like with Molly, she's used to seeing her friend Issa, who can't get it together, who's passive, who just goes with the flow, just does whatever people ask her. And Issa's taking a turn in her life where she's doing something that she's passionate about, and it's not a 9-to-5. It's not a, you know, she's coloring outside of the lines. And so within that, when you are a person that's doing that, just like I told y'all last week, you are one with self. You understand what you offer, you understand what you need, you understand failures, and you're just taking the things as they come, right? So she's getting Schoolboy Q as her headliner. She is, you know, has interns. She's like got sponsors. She's like doing the doggone thing, right? And Molly don't know nothing about it. And we're realizing in the episode, like, Molly and Issa aren't really checking in with each other. They're missing each other, and Condola knows all about it. But the thing is, Condola is like, they're doing business, so of course she knows about it. But the jealousy that Molly has going on, I can't quite track if I would feel the same way, or if it's like a little misplaced, or if she's being selfish. Because while you're going through something with dude, you're always going through something with dude, right? And so the thing about it is, if we're going to be honest, you could see about Issa and what she got going on. How's the block party? How's the sponsors going? Hey, did you find a headliner? Hey, let me roll with you. Like, you're not doing none of that because you're all wrapped up and caught up in Andrew. And to me, like, it's not a problem for you to be caught up in old dude, but don't come into the space and have a problem with Condola, who ain't doing nothing but being Condola, you know? So this scene at the coffee shop, which I found out was actually Issa's real coffee shop that she owns, it was funny, but then it was just like, ugh, like really cringy. So number one, when you are set up, this is my pet peeve, one of my pet peeves, when there's an understanding or a pre-arrangement of you know, going to have lunch with your best friend, or even a close friend, or even just a friend, right? And your understanding is that it's going to be you and that other person, and then you show up and it's a whole nother person. Yeah, I got a problem with stuff like that, because it's just like, just let me know who's gonna be here. Even if it's as I'm walking in, just be like, you know, well, I don't know, because in this moment she offered to Condola, you know, Condola was like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna get up out of here, and then she said, oh, just stay. So in that moment, it's like, maybe Issa misread her best friend, thinking like, it'll just be cool, we have self-care Sundays, it's fine. But then, I mean, you could clearly see in Molly's like demeanor that she needed her best friend. But then also, did you need your best friend because you were being selfish? Like, the menu thing was weird. I just was like, I can't really tell, because I understand the dynamics of friendships, and when you're best friends, and when you bring somebody else in and they might not necessarily vibe with the other one, but why don't you vibe with her? Is it because of the Lawrence thing and you haven't gotten over it? Because that's a thing. Like, when, you know, when there's drama with the dude and then you get over it, sometimes your friend ain't over it, okay? That's real. Or your family's not over it. So I couldn't tell if it's because of that, like she doesn't agree with Issa and her getting along, or if she doesn't really agree with Issa having this other close friend that's not her, or if it's because Condola's like the center of her happiness, and, you know, Issa's just like fully self and she's not awkward at all around Condola, and, you know, that might bother Molly. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what y'all think, because I think it could be all of the above. We see that Molly is also miserable still at work. She cannot focus. She can't decide where she fits in. But remember, she tried to take the whole cake last season when she was working with old dude and was trying to work with the girls, and she ended up taking the whole project herself and taking all the credit. And so she apologizes to Torian. He looked a little caught off guard, like he wasn't ready for her to apologize. And so maybe things will get better now. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Kelly and Tiffany, we see them. We see like Halloween night. We get, I was about to call her Yvonne. We get Molly dressed as Gabrielle Union from Bring It On. We get Issa as the Incredibles, I think. We get Kelly as Nisi from Baps. And we get Tiffany as just like an Egyptian goddess. Is that what that was? I don't know. But basically they're stuffing these grab bags for Halloween with toothbrushes and all kind of crazy stuff. But this is, we also are seeing the chemistry being off for Issa and Molly. So let me check these notes before I get into the last scene. All right, I think that's pretty much it. So on this hike, you know, of some self-care Sundays, right? They go on this hike over and you see this view of LA, and that's when Issa, you know, hears somebody playing like her headliner. She's like, oh, it's a sign, it's a sign, it's a sign, giving me all kind of That's So Raven. And then she tells Molly, like, you know, sometimes you be looking for issues where there's just no issue. And it's so funny to me how Molly can dish it, but she can't take it. Like, she's so visually offended. And you can tell Issa hesitates to tell her because she knows that about her friend, right? And Andrew calls, basically sets the record straight that she wasn't tripping, she wasn't prying, she wasn't pressing, like, he's just not used to being open. And Molly lies about who was on the phone and what was said, even though it was a moment where she could have been like, okay, so you were wrong and me and Andrew are good. He just realized like he was tripping. But I think that she didn't say nothing because she realized that she does do that. Because Andrew said it and he didn't say it for no reason. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? He didn't say it for no reason. She must have realized, like, I do be doing that. And my best friend saying that, like, I don't know. And is Molly still going to therapy? Because we ain't seen it yet. What's happening? Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Comment down below all of your thoughts. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe down below to my channel for more. And click the notification bell so that you can always be in the know of when I be posting stuff. I'm Kim Ray. This is Kim Ray Music TV, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!